Hello, welcome to Earthos, son of Gaia. Now I'm sat in the nature and looking around at various different thingies. What is that thing? There's a bit of plastic on there. Bit of plastic on a tree. So I found a nice little grove in my local woods, and I'm just looking at all the stuff in the background really. It's very nice, it's very pretty, and you get a sense of this, it's like it's pregnant. Well, you can't really see it, but you can sense it, you know. Full of life. Full of that sensation of being here, present, throbbing with life. And magic as well. It feels like magic, you know, like a wizard type of feeling in the woods. And I'd always wanted to go to a wooded area, like a forest or a woods, that had been untouched by man or woman, mankind, humankind, untouched by people. Because I'd read in a book by Eckhart Tolle, either A New Earth or The Power of Now, I read in this book, whichever one it was, I read there that you can sense this mysterious presence in nature in areas that have been untouched by humans. And I couldn't ever quite get it, or get it very occasionally a little bit, but you have to really, in this urban environment, because I live in Slough, which is near London, in England, kind of near London, give or take a few miles. Well, man. In America, compared to America, the whole of Britain is near London. You know, in America, you got to go 300 times the length of Britain just to get to the shop. Anyway, yeah. So. I couldn't really find it, because living in the urban environment that we live in, there's not many places that are untouched by man, humans, you know, because we tend to go in to places and wreck them, or make them look how we want them to look. But this is starting to become more how nature wants it to look, or how just nature is just being itself. You know, so this is how it appears when nature just gets on with it, without any interference, which is cool. However, what it does mean as well is there's loads of fucking flies, and I swear I'm going to come home with some kind of malaria, or some kind of tetanus, or hepatitis, or scabies, or rabies, any kind of infectious disease from mosquitoes or flies. Lyme's disease, probably get that. So, but yeah, this is the nature, babies. And like, you can tell the difference between this area that I'm in, right, and the area that's heavily walked in by the human peoples, because there's a sense of dullness. Oh, and there's a load of litter as well on the floor by the path, but a sense of dullness, and like, I recognise that area. So there's something that is spoken about in the spiritual traditions, train as well. Something spoken about is a veil of familiarity. That we see the world through a veil of familiarity. That once we've seen it once, we think we've seen it, and it's the same every time. But actually, if you look closely at anything, your perception of it is in constant flux, because you're constantly perceiving. So your perceptions never stay static. When they do stay static for too long, I mean, they do. You can freeze your perceptions. Your perceptions do freeze, so and that is necessary to some degree, and it happens automatically anyway. But if they freeze for too long and they get stuck, then you just start to see the world as this kind of dead place that you don't even really see it anymore. You're more obsessed with your thinking and your dramas in your head and your plans in your head and stuff, and you're never even really existing in the world and seeing the world and feeling the world and hearing the world and feeling your own feelings and, you know, all this stuff, being aware of what's going on. So that's quite apparent in this area, because this area feels to me like, I don't know, it feels wild. It's wild. Look at all this stuff on the floor. It's just growing like a mad person. You know. So my perception of it is not really staying static. It's just kind of, whenever I look somewhere, there's something new to see. Is it green? Is it brown? It feels pregnant, as I said. It's kind of full, and the light's always changing. The birds are always tweeting. I'm looking at a different bit every time. It's full of life. It's full of life energy, and it's nice. And compare that to the path, which I may or may not show you. Probably won't, because I'll have to get up. Compare it to the path, or even a bit of pavement, and you're just like, dull. And then you have to really work hard to see the beauty of things like that. But here you don't have to work at it. It's just, oh, there it is. There's the beauty of nature, right there. There's that mysterious presence. Especially this area. I don't know why. This area feels pretty pregnant with energy. Full of life. Probably looks better to me than it looks on camera, because it's 3D in my life. But in you only got 2D. Some people find this kind of nature scary, and occasionally I find it scary as well, if it's like in the middle of the night and there's random sounds going on and suddenly a hedgehog pops out and eats you. But there's nothing scary about this. It's wild, yeah, but that's the nature. And that's the nature of humans as well, actually. We have this deep wildness to us, but it's a peaceful wildness, you know. It's not harming anything. This is just kind of getting on with itself, you know. And we have this like growth ability, this ability to sprawl and to grow and expand and to express and be beautiful and be magnificent and be strong and be tall and be big and be small but pretty as well, and to sting other people and suck their blood like mosquitoes. It's not stinging, actually, it's biting. Oh well, there's bees as well. Bees always be. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a little flavour of that natureness. It looks like a jungle, but this is just a small little piece of woods in Slough, Langley to be precise. And I'll have you know, I have been working on this forest by communing with it over a period of years, and it was a pretty dull bloody forest for ages, and this is the best year I've seen it. It's really coming up. It's really doing well for me, you know. It's really starting to get its act together, because for years it was a bit bare, you know, a bit bare, wasn't up to much. Now starting to do stuff. Too many stinging nettles though. I had a go at them the other day. I told them off. I say, you've got to think about this as a primarily for humans enjoyment, yeah? You're a woods. You're not a wilderness. I know you want to be a wilderness, but you're not actually a wilderness, you're a woods down the end of people's roads, so you got to pay attention to who's watching you, who's coming in with their dogs, humans. So hello, stinging nettles are not good. We all need to get along. I keep telling them this, the squirrels, the hedgehogs, the foxes, the Bambis. We've got 2 deer in here, at least 2 deers, and probably more. The plastic, we all need to get along in life. Humans, there's mosquitoes, so as long as the mosquitoes keep multiplying and I keep squishing them, then we're in balance. I forgot what I was going to say now. Let's look at these things. You don't even know what you're looking at, do you? Ow, with their spikies. Now, so I was talking about stinging nettles, right? There's fields of stinging nettles in here, and they haven't been there before. Not that I remember. So I had a go at them, and they didn't stop, so I hacked a load of them down with a stick, like a 5-year-old. And it was good fun. I did feel a little bit bad, but mate, I would have been stung to buggery if I hadn't been whipping them up with a little stick, because they're so tall. They were like right next to my arms. And if a child came in here, they'd be really stung. Because childs are idiots. Children are idiots, and they'll get stung by anything. So, I'm also an idiot, so you've got to be careful. Stinging nettles everywhere. Okay. Oh, that looks good up there. And then that sometimes annoys me, that train, because just think what it would be like if those trains weren't there. Peaceful. Right, okay. Hopefully I've taken you into the mystical dimension of nature, just briefly here. Let's have a little walk around before we end up. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's a piece of artwork I put up. Just for the hell of it. Right. Thanks very much for watching. Like my videos if you like them. Share them if you want to share them. Subscribe if you want to subscribe to it. Them. Channel. It. The channel. Yeah. Fucking mosquitoes.